Welcome to Horror Movies and Beyond, a show about reviewing horror movies for the living to understand the dead. I'm your host, Ivotres Littles, and this is Shudderary, where we go behind the screens of Shudder original and exclusive movies. Today, I have an awesome and talented guest. She's a horror content creator and an advocate for Black horror representation. Zero Gravity. Thank you for joining me today.
Woohoo! Good to be back. Happy Shudderary, everybody.
Thank you. I know this is pretty exciting. I'm very happy to bring in old faces as well as new faces. So, how you been?
I've been good, steady on my Shudder catalog. There's lots of new stuff to go through, and thankfully for you, I was able to visit some other stuff that had fleed my mind a little bit, but it's really important to get back to those. I got a really great second watch in. So yeah, I can't complain. New year, new movies.
Yes, there's a lot of new stuff out there. And some movies I've seen are like really pushing the edge of horror. Like they're really going for it. And surprisingly, it's a lot of independent content creators and stuff like that, independent directors and writers who are really pushing forward and changing horrors and giving it a new perspective and adding, new culture and things like that. So we're seeing a lot more of us getting out there.
Uh-huh. We love to see it.
Yeah, that is that we don't have to play, certain stereotypes, that
Right.
we could be really good and diverse in our characters. And we're seeing that. We have a long way to go, but hey, you got to start somewhere. So
That's right.
It's I'm just glad someone is starting. And then there's people like us, who talk about it and represent. So yeah, we're all important.
I know that's right.
So, Zero Gravity, you're a horror content creator. So, explain, what are you into?
Well, my friend,
what kind of horror? Like, I know you do Twitch, and there's a lot of things, but
yeah,
think about you.
So basically, I just do entertainment across the board. I think of it as my job to start healthy discussion, right? So I take all these modes that I love, which are indulging myself in movies, playing video games, talking about nerdy things, about fandom, about community, and just make a little pocket of safe space, in order for people to feel healthy enough and welcomed enough in order to do those things. So I love playing video games on Twitch. As you can imagine, my friend, they're mostly horror games. Mostly. Every now and then we'll do something a little more lighthearted, but I love playing video games over on my Twitch channel. Love when people come hang out with me and ask me spooky questions as I'm playing. I'll do movie reviews as well. For the more big blockbuster, I like to have big discussions. So tapping in on all the little things that all the little guys have to say, always. And given now that we're learning how to better cope with living in this new time of mid and post pandemic, figuring out how to host events again, how to get each other back together safely. I think I figured out a very happy medium and how to get horror heads back together safely, so we can do these things like play tabletop games and host movie clubs and healthy safe spaces where we can get together safely and also have safe discussion.
Wow. That is amazing. So I contact you. I don't pick the movies on Shudder. They do. So you picked Yummy.
Yes, I did. I thought it was appropriate because, last Shudderary we talked about One Cut of the Dead, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we had such a great time with that one. So I figured we just keep the momentum going with this zombie comedy theme. I'm ready. I knew exactly which one I wanted.
Yummy, if you guys have not seen it, please go check it out. please go check it out. There will be spoilers, so we're gonna really get into this. So there will be spoilers. So if you have not seen it, go to Shudder, check it out. It's streaming right now, and it's a load of fun. It is gory, it is nasty, it is crazy, it is fun. It's everything you could think of. So if you love zombies, yeah, this is the one for
This
you.
is the one.
This is the one. So, so you picked this one, but what about this movie that really captured your attention?
Well, when I read the premise first before I actually clicked on it, let me just say I was gonna watch it anyway because if there's zombies involved with humor, I'm automatically there. So of course I was gonna watch it anyway. But I did read the premise first, and it sounded like one of those movies that was off the bat not going to take itself seriously. There's a reason why I don't like to consider myself a movie critic, is because something with the term movie critic makes me think of like critiquing movies on whether they are good or bad. But I have to be honest with myself and remind myself that I love bad movies. And, just because the movie is not, a 10 out of 10, maybe criterion worthy, that you can still have a lot of fun with the film. Just just like lower your standards for a little bit. You'll maybe be able to enjoy something different and wildly over the top, which I think we all need sometimes. But, when I read the premise of the film, I was like, this sounds ridiculous. I'm in.
There's a guy cleaning. He's just cleaning. He's like, la, la, la. And
unsuspecting janitor, right?
I know. There's always a janitor that's late at night, right? And then he's watching a doctor, and it seemed like his assistant, with a body wrapped up and about to put it in an incinerator. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, okay, whatever. But as they put it in there, they look at each other and just like, the shifty eyes, you already know it's drama. It's already bad and everything else.
Right.
And they leave, and he just continues on cleaning. And then he hears banging, like weird banging. Now, if I'm a janitor, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you agree with me. If you're a janitor, Xero, you're in there cleaning, and you saw them put a body where an incinerator, flames are going, and you hear banging, what would you do?
Clock out. I would immediately clock out. But see, that wouldn't make for a very good horror movie. That's where the credits would roll just right then and there. I'm not doing it. I'm clocking out. Especially not from no damn incinerator. Are you kidding me? No.
You're right. See, it wouldn't last that very long. We'd be already credits roll on to the next. 3-minute movie, straight up. Me too. I there's no way I would go check. But first, okay, let me step back. I would try to hear to make sure I didn't hear that. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't get too close, but I'm like, was it that or mm-hmm. But if it is coming from that, then I'll leave. I won't even clock out. I'll just don't show up anymore.
Worry about it later. Yeah.
You could correct time clocks, but you can't.
Yeah, you can't correct your life. No.
No. But then, right when the flaming arm comes out, then it comes on. Mm-hmm. So from that moment on, do you believe like the comedy is set right then and there? Or are you just not sure yet?
I think maybe not comedy, but like the spontaneous nature of this movie, because it happens really fast, right? That whole scene is maybe like what, a minute and a half. It just goes from 0 to 100, performing a procedure, maybe some shady, and then boom, the first attack. And so that has me thinking like, okay, this movie is gonna move kind of fast, and kind of hard. It's like this is the beginning of the steamroll, and now we're in it now. We have to keep rolling, kind of like that. Mm-hmm.
But you're right, this one actually moves pretty fast. It has a steady pace
Mm-hmm.
where it's not boring, it's not dragging. There's no drag in here,
Mm-hmm.
um, which I really, really love. Allison, Michael, and Sylvia. Sylvia is Allison's mom,
Right.
and Michael.
Really? You know, you really gonna put this character in a zombie apocalypse and try to see how it works out? This should be interesting, right? This should be interesting.
Mm. So you meet Sylvia, which is Allison's mom,
Mm-hmm.
and you could tell she does not like Michael, like straight up. Like
Yeah.
I mean, the first conversation was just okay. She doesn't. She's the mom that doesn't like the boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And then you meet Allison, and she was kind of tricky to understand because
Mm-hmm.
she carried like she was annoyed with him, but then she loved him.
Yeah.
She was annoyed and loved him. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
you know what? I got that feeling too. Like she knows about his wimpy tendencies. Like she is very quick to defend um, his fear of blood. Because when we first meet the characters, they like run over an animal, and he just cannot handle the blood. Another car comes and hits the animal, and he's just like, She's like, no, 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 this is a condition. It's normal. He's
Mm-hmm.
not a wimp. Which immediately has me thinking that maybe in their relationship she feels a little bit responsible for him, which tells me that, ooh, we might have a final girl on our hands. This might be our final girl.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a protect
Yeah.
this small soft man. So
Mm.
I'm thinking,
Yeah.
oh, okay, maybe we got a final girl here.
I mean, but it really does establish his character, especially when he got out the car. He had to turn the engine with a screwdriver. His clothes got caught. Like you
Yeah.
said, the car ran over, the little defenseless animal he accidentally hit, but the blood splattered all over him. He's throwing up. I mean, it was just so much going on in the
A little
first
pathetic.
minute. I mean, it was just like, okay, he's not going to be a hero.
No
Like
way.
you don't
Uh-huh.
feel none of that from him. Um, However, there's something interesting about this film that I happen to come across that it is a okay, there's a movie called Patient Zero, and the director Lars, I'm not going to say his last name because I don't want to butcher it. I have no idea how to say
Mm-hmm.
it. So, but his first name is Lars, and he made a short film called Patient Zero,
Mm-hmm.
and that one is the story of that one is an experimental cosmetic therapy goes horribly wrong with a patient escapes and goes on a bloodthirsty killing spree. It's 3 minutes and 15 seconds. I watched it, and girl, those were the best 3 minutes and 15 seconds I've ever watched. You're the perspective of the zombie. It's like a video game.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
I kid you. So you are laying in the bed. I'm not gonna give too much away because you want to see it, but you're laying in the bed and the doctor's talking to you about doing some surgery, and it just goes crazy from there. So you're
I'm
pretty
down.
much okay. If we go into the film, um, Yummy, where we meet Michael and Sylvia and Allison go to the hospital. So you would be, after we meet Daniel too. Daniel is that one that's out there with the white hair, looking to
Right,
have
right.
sex with the newly remodeled women.
Kind of a schmuck,
I
may
mean,
have
he was
some
just
substance abuse issues and not a
he
very
was
trustworthy guy, okay?
no, he was very, very nasty. And so when Allison decides to get surgery, she's not making her breasts bigger, she's making them smaller.
Amazingly, like, we don't have these organs for the purpose of being sexualized. And if it's hindering on the way that you it can enjoy your life, by all means get that reduction.
Mm-hmm.
Or even if it was the other way around, if she was very small bra size and she wasn't confident in herself, then the clear course of action, maybe not from a very extremely shady plastic surgery facility, maybe she should have done a little better research either way, but the clear option there is to get the enhancement or the reduction. But I think that the key here is, guys, do your research. Don't just blindly walk into any creepy facility.
Man,
Like, they didn't even check her blood type. Come on now.
Girl, half of them weren't wearing gloves.
Yeah, no, I'm not a doctor. I have
Eating
no medical
sandwiches,
training.
drinking coffee in there. I was
No.
like,
No.
And she was so blinded by her surroundings. She just wanted the surgery.
Yeah.
But Michael, her boyfriend, saw all the dangers, but no one wanted to listen to him because he didn't have a degree. He was afraid of blood, and she just really threw it out there. And but it was so much danger. And it was so much danger that Daniel decided to take him away. Oh, follow me. And he's going through door to door trying to find some drugs or whatever. He
morphine, I don't know.
Yeah. Michael goes off and they start exploring, and he find a room where there's a somewhat of whatever's left of a woman.
Yeah.
Mentally. And her face is like chewed off, and then he gets scared and leave like that, and she chews her way out. Now back to that short, you would be your POV would be the zombie woman.
The woman.
So but the way it's done, girl, I was laughing out loud. I was hoping you have seen it.
Oh, I need to put that on my list.
There was some stuff in there that zombie was doing. The way they edited it, I just laughed out loud. Like,
I was
like, oh my God! Like, I was like, the 3 minutes, those are the best 3. If that Patient Xero was on like a streaming service or something, it would be Train to Busan was like, oh my gosh, was my favorite. One Cut of the Dead, and then there would be Patient Xero.
Really, solid number 3.
A solid number 3.
Wow.
Yummy is great, but this one I could see how he got the fun. It was really good. You'll love it, and you got to tell me about it. Anyway,
I will.
If you pay attention to what type of zombies, especially the one that was literally eating the woman out.
Oh yeah, that was terrifying. That was such. Oh my God, I don't want to know how long that image is going to be burned into my brain. I don't know. Imagine like the gynecologist trip from hell. Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
And she was still alive.
I know, like, a lot of young women are scared to go to the gynecologist just because, it's weird and like, it's something a little different, but of course it's very important to your health to see a doctor. And then having an image like that pop up on your TV screen. What?
And they were just looking like,
I can't believe what I'm seeing.
And she's just like
dead on the inspection chair. Crazy.
And he just like ran after him.
Yeah.
And then here we go with Michael just trying to survive. He's trying to defend it all. And then he gets electrocuted.
Which is crazy, which just adds to like this kind of patheticness of this character that we were talking about before. Like, all right, you, my guy, you have just unleashed a zombie apocalypse in this facility, and he happens to take himself out by way of electrocution. What? Dude, really? It seems like this poor character, Michael, he's getting hit from all angles except for the zombie apocalypse angle. It's just, it makes the issue a little bit worse, but hey, you're getting electrocuted, and then you're getting knocked out by somebody suspecting you're a zombie, and it's just like every other angle. It's like, wow, how pathetic is this guy? A little pathetic.
It really is. And as we move forward, and Allison is running away, and then you meet the half-eaten man, woman eating herself or himself.
Oh, what an image!
Like,
what an image that was. Practical effects are like very advanced, but like, if that actor actually had legs, I don't know how they would have pulled that off. Like, that had to have been an actor with no legs who just like, for them to run like that. Oh my God, that had to have been real. I mean,
I think I did read something, but if I am wrong, like you said, it was very convincing because the camera was really close, and I was looking like, okay, this person.
How did they do that?
The CG is really good in this.
Yeah, right.
The gore is really good in this.
Yes, it is.
You have to think about that because, I mean, from the attacks to the bites to the most interesting things someone could go.
Yeah.
And even had little creatures.
Yeah, which was very interesting. And, I didn't think that this movie was going to, like, go very far outside of just zombie apocalypse, but it got into some weird alchemy stuff, like the vials in the very creepy scientific experiment room, and like specimens, and there's creatures, and now it's getting a little supernatural. I don't know, this is weird. But it took all the stops. Yes, it did.
The chemical pill lady.
The poor lady.
She was just sizzling.
She was honestly, she was well done. She was way past well done. But I'm thinking, like, maybe it doesn't really matter what procedures you do to your body. It's, you can do whatever you want. You can not do anything, and you will still be eaten by a zombie, aka you're still I guess what I'm trying to say is you're still yummy to somebody. It doesn't matter if you get the tummy tuck, or if you want to get a breast reduction but everyone is telling you no, you can get the breast reduction. It doesn't make you any less desirable, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, we're all just like fleshy meat bags into somebody that is very, very enticing and and delicious, even. You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree, because I was feeling that too. And I think one that really hold a significant part in what you were saying is that singer who wanted a penis enlargement.
Right, yes.
And even though he wasn't supposed to do certain things, we meet, I think her name is Oksana.
Yeah.
Who is, she was there to get whatever surgeries are finished, or she was getting a checkup. Who knows? Greed. You want more and more and more, and you're willing to risk your life for it.
Yeah.
And even though, oh my God, he's a singer, he, had a penis enlargement, and you can't do anything with that, but he was willing to risk it all for a one night of or moment of seconds or whatever.
Right. And I know your doctor told you not to do that yet. I know you got to go through a little healing before. So don't be greedy about it. Okay?
I know. And the camera was right on it. He was like unwrapping. I was like, okay, wow.
Did you expect that from a zombie apocalypse movie? Because I did not. And especially like with this specific, sorry, everyone who's listening, for this specific penis scene, right? You think it has ended, and then it hasn't. It's like, poor guy, he burns his penis, and then he puts some chemicals on it, and then the chemicals are flammable, so it catches on fire. and then this, and then this, and then this, and it's just like, oh my god, like how many different kinds of damage can I witness being done to a penis in a movie that really has nothing to do about this? They just were like, hey, wouldn't that be funny? That's pretty shocking. Let's throw that in there too. All these unsuspecting viewers are like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
I laughed. Girl,
It was
I was like,
hysterical. It
wow.
was
But
so
I
funny.
think we were supposed to see this because I think it was probably like a joke. Like if we watched horror films and in the middle of everything going crazy outside, two people decide to have sex. And if you remember Cabin Fever,
Oh,
I
of
think that
course.
one, oh my, that would be the last thing on my mind.
That's true.
You know, it's like, I mean, why would you, knowing that there's flesh eating bacteria, and as soon as you touch, breathe, spit, you get it, and then you decide to do that. And that's how I perceived in this film, like, really? Like,
yeah. Like
come on
maybe
now.
we're thinking all of this as like way too material.
Mhm.
This American star, he could have been getting his procedure to make himself feel better, you know, to boost his confidence because, you know, everyone deserves that. But it seems like you're just doing this procedure so you can get more women and further objectify them and further, you
Mhm.
know, like remove yourself from rational thinking. So it's like, okay, if you really wanted to live this life, don't you think you would focus on getting out alive rather than just trying to smash? You know, especially like there
What?
will always be opportunities, especially with your new procedure, your newfound confidence. You could work on it, you could get there, but no, it has to be immediate results, which is, you know, if you're going to get procedures for that reason, maybe you should rethink something internally first, which is what we see like a lot of these characters, and the same with Allison's mom,
Mhm.
which is just kind of very surface level, just, you know, not for the correct reasons.
Mhm.
And especially like, you know, cosmetic surgery is super popular nowadays, but it's still surgery. And although I can relate it to like getting a tattoo or a piercing or cutting off all of your hair, it's still a medical procedure. So yeah, maybe you should do some research instead of just picking the cheapest facility and saying, oh, hope it works out. Next thing you know, you're going
Well,
to be like that chemical peel lady. Yeah, I don't think that's going to solve any of your problems.
well, I definitely believe this movie, you know, is telling us, is it all worth it? Is it all
Mhm.
worth it? Because even the doctor, I'm gonna call him Dr. K because you
Okay, yeah.
know I don't know
Dutch.
how to. Yeah, um, they were doing experiments on trying to make people younger, but it was killing them.
Yeah,
And as a result, even though it was killing them, they still regenerated through coming back to life in some
right,
way. So it
right.
had a little bit of Resident Evil in there.
Hell yeah! You know, and I was actually gonna say, I wanted to mention the very opening scene that we're talking about first, with the hand that comes out of the furnace or out of the
Hmm.
incinerator.
Yeah.
Was that not so Resident Evil? That was so freaking. I literally had that thought in my brain, so I'm very glad that you said that because I was thinking that too.
I mean, it really did. It's like, okay, but they do have things out there that's supposed to make, you know, we all put it on our face. I mean,
Yeah,
at least I do. You know, you don't want wrinkles, you don't want this and
of
that.
course.
But do I want to, you know, come back to life after I'm dead, or it kills me and I'm coming
I
back to life?
don't
I
think
don't know.
so.
I don't think so.
No. I mean,
But
I definitely take my proactive steps. Like, I wear sunscreen every day. Even if it's cloudy, I'm wearing sunscreen because I would like to age gracefully. But this is a whole nother ball field. A whole
it
nother
was a
ball
whole
field.
I think the scene, this whole scene where they all got together. So they were all, different parts because they were running away, every man, woman, patient for themselves. And so they end up together. So it was the doctor, Michael, after he didn't die. he just
took himself out real quick.
Real quick. So it's Allison, Michael, Dr. K, his assistant, Daniel, Sylvia, Oksana, after she escaped from the penis man, got ate up. Then you have Daniel that's in there, and he's still trying to get drugs and women. I mean, his eyes is fixated on Allison and her big jugs. And then you got Wimpy Michael that's not sticking up or saying anything, even though Daniel is like in the way. I mean, it makes no sense. And then you have Sylvia, her mom, is still trying to justify what's going on, but then she got bit earlier. So it's like, oh, we got to kill her. No, don't kill her. Then she throws up on the doctor. The doctor is like, it didn't bite me, but we still got to kill her. And so he was giving away all the secrets. Then what's her name again? I can't think of the woman in white. She kills him because he was saying too much. I mean, then after they then tied up the mom, she bit, I think is the other assistant.
The nurse.
The other nurse. He put his hand in a shredder, his arm, so he didn't change. I mean, it was so much going on that Allison had to make a choice to kill the mom.
Right.
Like you got to kill. So I noticed there was a triangle at that point because there's Allison, Daniel, and Michael. So she broke away from her mom. Michael was trying to comfort her after she killed her mom, but she pushed him away. Now, I was thinking, well, that's pretty messed up, but she tried pushing away Daniel too, but he was persistent. And that's what I was thinking. Michael needs to be more assertive and persistent because that's what she likes. So that's what I saw.
Really, if anything else, what I took out of this scene was I don't think Allison really likes her mom much.
No.
And we got this whole kind of like family dynamic taste in the beginning when they're all in the car together. Mom makes it very clear how she feels about the boyfriend, but also mom has some stuff to work on too. She seems like a very materialistic mother, cares way too much about our vanities and what we look like and not necessarily what we want for ourselves. So Michael's looking at this situation where mom is being held in the chair because she is actively turning, and I guess he wants it to be this kind of like sentimental moment, like, I will handle this for you, honey. And she's really like, or Allison is really like, listen, this needs to be done. And if you, the one who's scared of blood, isn't going to do it, it just needs to be done. I don't need any hero saving. That's all in your head, buddy. This is really happening right now. And then, of course, she takes the axe to her mom's head and says something very, almost like, girl, were you bottling that up for like how many years? Something about like insisting on looking like a teenage whore or something like that, which seemed like it like really came from the heart.
Daniel and the woman in white decided, they're going to have a conversation because he knows the secret. Oh, how much you going to pay me? And she's like, oh, okay. No, you better pay me. And it's like, I want this and that. And she, what a way to negotiate for your life. I mean, this movie has so many dynamics, but it makes it interesting. It keeps you, you want to know what's going to happen. We get to see what these people will really face and how their importance, especially Allison and Michael.
Right.
How far would you go for your loved one? And he tried to go really far.
He tried.
But it just didn't work out. And then Daniel, he got bit because the woman in white tricked him. She was like, oh, well, I'm going to get you.
Which was very smart, I will say. That was pretty smart move. being blackmailed and being in a situation that's like, nobody's security is promised right now. So it's either my secret's going to get out or it's not. Or I can, whether I die or live or not, you have to ensure that this secret is not going to get out. And I was a big fan of that tactic that she used.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do think when Allison and Michael finally walked into that room and saw the woman in white dead on the floor, and Daniel was like, I had to take care of it or something. That should have been a little suspicious, just by the way that she was lying on the floor. It looked like brute force, like he had killed her, which is obviously what happened because she just set him up. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, the character Daniel was so obviously sketchy and not trustworthy. I don't know, maybe that's like when you find yourself in a very extreme situation, like these red flags don't register as strongly as they would if you weren't in a zombie apocalypse. But I'm like, is anyone seeing that how sketchy this guy is? Nobody's like, why are we all blindly trusting him? Like, Michael turns around, he's hugging on his gal, and he's just like, well, I just walk away with my wedding ring in my pocket for next time, maybe next time,
But girl, his next time was in the sewer. They trying to survive, and he trying to propose.
Yeah.
Even I was like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Really?
Now?
Right yeah. Now? I was on her side.
Yeah.
This whole time I wasn't on her side. But that one, I was like,
really?
No.
Really?
And so, I think it just made him look even more coward.
Yeah.
Just, but she got her karma for some reason. They were climbing up to get out, and she stuck her fingers, and then you see all the army people looking, and you see her fingers just smash. I was
like that.
That is so messed up.
It is messed up. And then, of course, Michael has the audacity to he's going to step up and I'm going to cut her fingers off because I studied for this. But of course, he made that excuse earlier. And she was like, yeah, for a year of medical experience. And he's like, I studied for this day. Let me just cut your fingers off because I'm a hero and you're going to love me after this. Like, man, take the L, hold it, hold the L and move on.
Then Michael's like, oh my God, how am I going to get up there? He decides to grab some intestines.
Smart.
I know. Lasso. I would have thought of that too, but really, how strong are intestines?
I was thinking that too. Like, in a cartoon, maybe, but I've never tested that theory. How strong actually is a large intestine? I don't know.
I don't want to find out.
Yeah, me neither, girl.
And it seemed like he didn't get a chance either, because right when he threw him, Daniel's looking at him, and then that's when he knows, oh, you've been bit. Oh, no.
Yeah.
And then,
deception.
So he's stuck down there. Zombies are coming left and right. They decide, I want to stay with him and all this stuff. So now you want to stay with him when he's down there. It's like, girl, whatever. So they get in the car, take off. And then they get to some area, and Daniel is still trying to get at her, even though he bit up.
Yeah.
and still trying to have sex. So what does that tell you? Like, in the midst of all this, people are not focused the way they should be focused.
Mm-hmm. In these crazy situations, as insane as it might be, which I will admit this is definitely a dramatization of, but it's still real. In crazy situations that may happen to you and people don't take you seriously, unfortunately, as a woman, there's a chance that you will still be sexualized and not believed, and that's the main point here. I'm not seeing any of the chaos that's going around. All I see is your boobs. Because logic, right? Which is, completely out the fucking window at this point. Sketchy Daniel has finally come to the end of his run, and it was very, very satisfying.
It
Like,
was.
um,
And you believe everything is and
right?
then you
Like,
find out Michael escaped.
oh
Like
my god,
everything just seemed like, he
the
got
heavens opened up,
yeah,
the
he got out of there.
sunshine.
But you know what I got out of that? There felt like the message to me is that finally Michael is like everyone else because he was completely covered and looking like the zombies when once it exploded and he got away.
Yeah.
And Michael just so happened to wander in the damn road.
And of course, he's looking like a zombie while he's doing it. Like, he's literally like,
He was. And then he had a lamp. So he was dragging his leg. I was like, okay, this guy.
you're milking it at this point.
And
Like,
she didn't even, when he got in the road, she didn't even slow down. She
sped up. Yeah.
Yeah. And hit him and he laid out. And she's like, Michael, oh my God. Oh. He's like, he flies off the car. She's skidding everywhere.
And then we get to the end of the movie. She's the last to survive. She hits Michael, which I was like, wow. But oh well. But I was right. This is our final girl. And then she wasn't. And I was like, oh wow. I thought that I had it all figured out, but I didn't. And basically what this movie just told me is that, like, none of this freaking matters. Mm-hmm. And you're all just playing with your lives. But I was very pleased with the ending. I think we can do with more shock endings. Just like the whole rest of the movie was filled with shocks. Why not another one at the end? Mm-hmm. I was impressed. I was shocked, and I was also impressed. I was like, damn, I did not see that coming. Which I think I said that a lot during this film. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Oh wow, I did not see that coming.
But even though it just made sense, like you didn't see it, it wasn't out of place. I mean, I've watched a lot of horror films where something happens and you're just like, that's weird. But this, even though it was like, whoa, I didn't see it coming, but it propelled the movie along. It made sense each scene. Because if you're with a man and your boobs are this big and he doesn't see you that way, why does it matter to change? Why go through the process of changing? Who are you changing for? Not because of your man, not because of yourself. You see all men as pigs. I mean, that's kind of where I got it. Because, I mean, if I had big boobs and my boyfriend didn't care, he was goofy or whatever, and he wasn't sexualizing me, why should I change? Unless you have a medical problem, but it wasn't for that. Oh, I can't run to get a bus. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's kind of
side.
Where I got
I am definitely on the side of pro breast reduction. I feel like this whole time everyone was trying to talk her out of it, telling her that her body is beautiful. But, I think breast reductions are like really freaking common. And I know that women feel a lot better after getting this procedure, not because I want to look better, but because I want to feel better, or I do want to look better. Actually, it's like really freaking up to them. But if, someone is going to tell you that, you're beautiful the way you are, which, obviously all people are, I think that it's within their right to change that if they see fit, if that would make them happy. And, the only reason why everyone is telling her not to get a breast reduction is because society sexualizes big breasts. And if it makes you feel better to have smaller breasts so that you don't have to slouch when you sit in a chair, or you can run without hurting your chest, then do that thing. And I do get, I am seeing what you say there about, like, at the end, and Michael just kind of like blends in with everyone else because he was part of that majority. Every time, they would bring it up, she would be like, her surrounding peers would be like, oh, you're not getting a breast enhancement, and he would be like, you're beautiful the way you are,
Mhm.
insinuating the fact that you don't need the surgery and you should keep your body the way that it is, despite you wanting to change something, which is valid. So I agree with you there. I just think for me, it registers in a more of, you should be able to do whatever you want with your body and not have to have constant criticism,
Mhm.
or be able to fit into a box of what beauty is.
Lastly, what do you think the ring symbolized as it rolled?
Honestly, I thought that was comedy. I thought that was pure comedy, because just like the further patheticness of this Daniel character. It's like, oh, look at you now, you're dead, bro. And I guess this is the outcome that you wanted. She still has her like G or whatever cups that she has, and look, there goes the wedding ring. Now you finally got what you want. But yeah, it's just like, poor dude never got the opportunity that he wanted, and it just didn't work out for y'all in the end. But actually, that ring went rolling, and I gave myself a chuckle. I was like, ah, look at that.
I know, right? Like in the beginning, he wanted to marry her, but it didn't work out.
No, it did not work out at all. What a crazy movie, man. This movie is so freaking insane.
Even though we told a lot of it, there's still some things that we did leave out. So if you want to see the entire thing, what we're saying did not do its justice of how good this zombie movie really is. It is
Mhm.
on Shudder. Please go check it out. Please.
Please.
um, but also, if you like more videos like this, make sure you like, subscribe, and don't forget to comment on this video. More Shudderary videos are coming your way. So, Xero, thank you so much for this. This was a lot of fun.
My
Uh,
pleasure.
this movie is just in Prince. It really does. So,
It does. Yes. And I
so
always have a good time with you on your show.
oh, thank you. So, where can people find you?
Y'all can find me on most social media platforms. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, Letterboxd, and my handle is always at IDK Gravity. I don't know gravity because I'm out there, baby.
And you could see that on the bottom.
Yeah.
And I have more of her handles in the description.
Thank you.
So, but thank you so much, Xero, and thank you guys. So make sure you subscribe, like
Subscribe,
this
and
video,
happy
and
Shudderary.
don't forget to watch the movie.
Yes.
But thank you so much. Until next time, bye, guys.